What can we expect from this new commission then, if everything goes to plan today?
Good morning, Anna. We're actually expecting the European Parliament to give it the green light. And you mentioned that a number of would-be members of the von der Leyen team were rejected. This whole thing has been delayed, but we understand that this is actually the right time for this commission to take shape, and they will take office in December. So it's good news for von der Leyen. And there's a lot of the agenda here for the new commission president replacing Jean-Claude Juncker. She says, of course, that she wants to tackle climate. She wants to put in place a so-called European Green Deal that is incredibly ambitious because it would see a climate emission reduction by 2050. So she's also talked about this digital tax, saying if there is no international agreement on digital taxation by the end of 2020, the European Union should go at it alone. And of course, you know, that brings many questions in terms of perhaps those digital jobs here in Europe. And you have to look at this in the bigger picture. She's also taking office at a time where the European economy has slowed, where Germany is technically flirting with a recession and still very much in the picture. You have Brexit. This is the team that is going to renegotiate the trade deal, the future trade deal, and that is, of course, if the UK does leave by the end of January 2020.
OK, so at the Parliament where you are, though, they don't want to talk all about Brexit, do they, Maria? They want to be talking about a Green New Deal for Europe. Can Ursula von der Leyen get her European Green Deal done? She's got some ambitious goals.
Well, she said this is her number one priority. You can see why. This is something that really resonated with voters in the European election in May. They really do seem to be mindful, and they want to care about the environment. And that is why the Green parties did so well in that election. So von der Leyen has taken that on board. Now, the principle behind this is to make Europe greener, to, again, make it climate neutral by 2050. But there are some question marks in terms of how do you fund this? Who is going to pay for this? And we also understand a number of Eastern European countries are concerned about the economic implication, and that is because they're still very heavily industrialized countries. And you also have European companies that will tell you we want to be an industrial power, but we also want to be environmentally conscious. How are we going to bring those two concepts together? For that, she's pledged more funding, a transition tax. She's also considered perhaps a carbon tax, a border carbon tax for those companies that do not comply with the targets.